Roberts decided to create a joke event titled Raid Area 51 They Can't Stop Us All on Facebook, where the plan was to invade the facility and find the secrets that the government has been hiding from us. The motto went from a single sentence to a completely elaborated plan of attack, in which it was said that they will meet up in the Area 51 Alien Center tourist of attraction, and that if they Naruto run, they can avoid all the bullets that will be thrown at them. Let's see them aliens. Now, Valeria, tell us more about this plan of attack. Thank you, Valeria. The attack was planned by an anonymous Reddit user. In this plan, he wrote all the people that will be attending, how the attack was gonna go, and the positions that they were in. First off, we can start with Chad and or Kyle. He is an stereotypical young male, and he's usually seen with a monster in hand. Next will be Karen. She's a middle-aged woman that will get whatever she wants. Usually, it requires to speak to a manager or someone with a higher supervision. Next will be the anti-vax kids. It's the child that opposes vaccination due to lack of research. Fairies is a person that is just dressed as a fairy animal. Next is the Naruto runners. That's not only a style in which we will be running, but it's also an attack plan. And this way of running, you just put your arms down, your back is straight, and you face it forward. And last but not least will be the rock throwers. They will be throwing rocks at the guards, but not to harm them, just enough to distract them so the Kyles can pass by. So does that mean that they wanted suicidal millennials to lead this attack? Not exactly. There are a lot of Gen Z and millennials that also support the cause. Now, Robert claims that he did not create the event to be taken seriously, but his post gained a lot of popularity on platforms such as Reddit, TikTok, Instagram, and even YouTube, causing many people to be intrigued with his suggestion. As a result, in July 17th, 2 million people had marked that they were attending the event. It's a lot of reaction. With this alarming rate of interest around the attack, the government took action. On July 10th, the Air Force spokesman, Laura McAndrews, I will see if I can put the video right here, spoke with Washington Post and warned everyone to, and I quote, Area 51 is an open training range from the U.S. Air Force, and we would discourage anyone from trying to come into the area where we train American armed forces. Also, a public information officer, Niels, from the Air Force Base, told the KNPR, which is a radio station, that any attempt to illegally access the area is highly discouraged. The Federal Aviation Administration took action by posting 2 temporary flight restrictions, which closed the airspace above 2 planes near Area 51 during the days surrounding the planned raid. Furthermore, the Defense Visual Information Distribution Service, the military's public relations office, made a controversial tweet implying the use of bomber aircraft on trespassers. The tweet has since been deleted, and the DVIDS also tweeted an apology. I'm sorry, I'm not commenting. I'm so amazed at how far this movement has gotten for that plan of attack that a Reddit user made, and everyone is just following it. I'm sorry, we were having technical difficulties, but we're back on the call. The meme calls for a revolution, and people started showing up to the camp in September 19th, and there was a total of 1,500 raiders that showed up. They didn't show up to raid Area 51, but they showed up to Alien Stock, which was a musical festival that was happening to call off the raid because so much government was involved that they called off the raid, but they made a music event. But in the end, 200 people walked all the way up to the Area 51 gates and they stood around. they were there. They reached it. No aliens were discovered, and there were 2 arrests made, one for alcohol and the other one for exposure. Now, for an elaborated plan, which was full on with the attack, the Karens, the Kyles, all the meme industry, it was not implemented. Not only did it not come from a credible source, but it lacked a commitment audience to carry out the plans, leaving us with a plan that was so aspired, but it was never carried through. Back to you, Valeria. Thank you so much, Valeria. So, it can be said that what was supposed to be the greatest raid with an elaborated plan turned out to be a passive protest, since the raiders only stood around with signs and took pictures with the guards. Yes, we indeed can. Raiders were also seen using the Naruto run technique to move around the facility, but nothing else happened. Thank you so much, Valeria, for coming with us and discussing about this great raid that happened in 2019. That's breaking news. I'm Valeria Urbano, and have a good day.